Let's go ahead and get started. I'll call this meeting to order. It's Tuesday, April 7th, 7 o'clock. Begin with a prayer and pledge. And Corky, could you lead us in prayer, please?
Oh, well, thank you. Let us pray. Our kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening, Lord, this special meeting we're having this evening. And we just ask tonight, Lord, that you be with each and every one of us here, the decisions that we will make tonight. And we just ask that you reach out into the community and heal those that are sick, Lord, if it be your will, and keep us all healthy and safe on the council and in the city. Be especially kind to our police and fire as they're out there on the front lines, Lord, and watch over them and protect them and keep them safe. Be with us as we make these decisions this evening, Lord. Help it be for the benefit of the city and the furtherance of your name. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Corky. And let's will you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I know that we have a few members of the public on the line, and Heather, could you let them know? I know they're going to stay on mute, and then we'll have public comment later. Do you want to walk them through the process?
Absolutely. Tonight's meeting, you will have the availability to ask questions via text message to my city cell phone. The phone number for that is 770-883-6313. And again, that cell phone number is 770-883-6313. Messages that we receive, we will post here in the chat for the people attending the meeting. If we can answer them, we will. Otherwise, someone will get back to you tomorrow with answers to the questions that you may have regarding tonight's meeting. For the council that is present, when you're voting, we ask that you please raise your hand so that Tina, who's taking minutes, and Christy, who's taking minutes, can see the actual vote for your yay or nay for the two items that are on tonight's agenda. And if y'all have any questions along the way, I'm here to help.
Thank you, Heather. And for members of the public, we'll go over that again as we get to the end of the meeting when the public comment period begins. I will ask that if you're not speaking, if you could please mute your line, that'll help reduce all the feedback. Item 1 on our agenda is the mayoral report, and I know that a lot of the council and staff heard some of this on Thursday when we met. So bear with me, but I want to put this information out for the public. First, general overview. I'm glad to see everybody. I've been in touch with members of the council and staff individually as we've gotten through this health crisis. We met via teleconference on Thursday, but I'm really glad to have everybody together again and have an opportunity for the public to provide comment. Through this crisis, we've been making timely decisions as we've gotten more information. We did a declaration of emergency on Friday, March 20th, and the first executive order on that date. We closed all of our public buildings and programs. And last week, I extended the executive orders, all of them, through April 24th. Of course, then right after that last week, the governor issued his statewide order that supersedes all local orders. His order, the shelter in place, is effective through April 13th, and it was largely similar to what we had already done here in Smyrna, so not much has changed. Restaurants are still takeout only, gatherings are limited to 10 or less, bars, nightclubs, any businesses that require direct physical contact for their services remain closed, and most importantly, citizens are ordered and strongly encouraged to stay at home unless absolutely necessary. In Smyrna, we've left the open areas in our parks open so that people can get outside and exercise, but we've closed all the gathering places and playgrounds at our parks. We ask all who visit our parks, please exercise social distancing of at least 6 feet at all times. But again, we encourage you to follow the governor's order and stay home unless it's absolutely necessary. Throughout this health crisis, the city of Smyrna has been doing everything that we can to help our businesses and our citizens get through this. Jennifer Bennett on our staff has done a great job putting together an amazing COVID-19 resource page on our website, www.smyrnaga.gov. It helps citizens with resources that will provide food, clothing, rent, and other help, and also helps businesses navigate the federal stimulus application process. A couple weeks ago, I formed a task force made up of some businesses in town, members of the faith community, members of the education community, and those that care for the elderly, to hear from them specifically about how the city can help. And as a result, we've suspended late fees and cutoffs for water, sewer, and sanitation bills for 60 days. We've deferred business license fees, liquor license fees, temporary sign permit fees as of a couple days ago, so that businesses can put outside on their property a sign that says they're open, where they wouldn't have been able to do that before without a permit. Our staff is reaching out to every single business in Smyrna individually to see how we as a city can help, beginning with those businesses who were directly either closed or directly affected by the executive orders. We also met last week with commercial landlords and apartment owners and management companies, and we're working, all of them are working on or already have in place plans to help with deferred rents and that type of thing. So if you're a business or you're a resident of an apartment community, I would encourage you, if you're going through difficulty right now, please reach out to your landlord, and y'all will probably be able to work something out to help you through this. And let me just tell you, your city staff has been absolutely amazing through this. They've literally been adapting hourly as this environment changes, and they continue to serve all of the citizens here very well, even in this unscripted, unprecedented times. This week in particular, and the next few weeks are going to be really tough and get tougher, but I know we're all going to get through this, and it'll be back. It'll be okay and back to normal eventually. I could not be more proud of our city and how we've come together as a community to help neighbors during this crisis. And I'd like to take a moment to just talk about and highlight a couple of the efforts that we're doing citywide to help those in need in our city during these tough times. The first one is Support Smyrna. It's www.supportsmyrna.org. It was the brainchild of a constituent in Ward 1, and our staff member, Penny Masheri, has done an outstanding job putting all of the pieces together and getting this thing cranking. The general idea is that citizens can contribute through that supportsmyrna.org website. It's affiliated and works in conjunction with the Smyrna Public Safety Foundation and tax-deductible donations. And those beneficiaries of the program receive, the citizens in need in our community receive grocery store gift cards to help them get through these tough times. If you're a citizen who donates $25 or more to the program, you get a yard sign delivered to your yard, a Support Smyrna sign. And let me tell you what, those are in high demand. We ordered 200 of them at first, thinking we don't know how this is going to go. Those went out in the first weekend. We've raised over $50,000. We're going to be able to help hundreds of Smyrna families in need. And we had to order 400 more yard signs. So if you haven't gotten yours yet and you've made a contribution, just be patient. The new ones will come in on Thursday, and we'll be getting them out over the weekend and the first of next week. And I'll just tell y'all, I've called all of the families and individuals who have applied and received these gift cards, and it's making a difference. They are truly grateful, and I just couldn't be more happy about this community doing what they're doing to help neighbors in need. The second thing that we've been doing is our Hot Meals program in partnership with Atkins Park Tavern here at downtown and the Tillman House, which is an arm of Smyrna First United Methodist Church. We've raised quite a bit of money, and Chef Rusty Hamlin over there at Atkins is cooking over 150 meals a day that can be picked up at Tillman House right there on Concord Road, right before South Cobb Drive, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So anybody who needs a meal or any family that needs meals, please stop by those days to pick them up. Donations have been generous, and we're hoping to expand that program to all the other days of the week and add locations like Jonquil Park, over by Green Acres, and some others. So you can make contributions if you want to help through the Tillman House website. Also, people have reached out offering to pay utility bills for those who are in need. Landon O'Neill on our staff can connect you if you're wanting to help somebody by paying their utility bill. Just send him an email. It's L O'Neill, that's LONEAL at smyrnaga.gov, and he'll walk you through that process. And lastly, but certainly not least, as recently as yesterday, the Smyrna Police Department has developed a program that'll help some of our most vulnerable citizens and families that may need more assistance during this time. Beginning tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., the Smyrna Police Department Community Relations Team, headed up by Lewis Defense, who many of you all know, will be available to pick up and deliver groceries and medicine for seniors over 62 and anyone else who can't get to the store or the pharmacy because of hardship. And you can get more program details at the Smyrna Police Department Facebook page. And if it's not on there already, it soon will be, probably tomorrow sometime in the morning, on our website at www.smyrnaga.gov. As I've said before, we're all going to get through this and be okay. I encourage everybody to stay strong, but please, please stay home. If you have to leave, I hope that you'll exercise, to be vigilant and exercise strict social distancing in your interactions with others. This is going to work, and we're going to get through this, but we'll get through it sooner if we all just adhere to that stay home and recover more quickly. And so I hope everybody will do that and keep themselves, their families, and everybody in our community safe. That concludes my mayoral report, so we'll get to the rest of the agenda. Item 2 is formal business.
Okay.
Item 2A is POL 2020-02, which is approval of the new policy titled Temporary Closure or Limited Operational Services Policy. Ms. Sadler-Jones, the background, please.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Tammy, I think you're still on mute.
I am. Thank you. Sorry about
There we
that.
go.
Good evening,
No worries.
everyone. Due to the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, a policy is needed to provide city employees general guidelines and procedures for notification, staffing, and pay in the event of a temporary closure or limitation of operational services due to a man-made or natural disaster, public health emergency, or any emergency that has the potential for long-term reduction of city services. This policy addresses hazard pay for at-risk and essential employees. Staff recommends approval of the new policy titled Temporary Closure and Limited Operational Services Policy, and this will be added to our current personnel policy.
Any questions or discussion from the council? Anybody? Given an extra minute in case anybody, there you go.
No, yeah,
Tim?
it's a good expansion of our personnel policy to address a situation that most of us probably never thought would occur. But unfortunately, we're in the situation, and this is the proper time to document it and understand how we'll deal with it currently and situations similar going forward.
Anybody else have comments?
Just at the appropriate time, motion do pass.
Second.
All right. And thank you, Scott Cochran, our attorney, and our policy committee for helping put this together. Corky, did you have a question?
No, I just seconded the motion.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Lindley, a second by Corky Welch. All in favor, please vote by signal, hand signal. All right. The only one I couldn't see was Susan. Is that correct? Councilwoman Wilkinson, are you able to turn on your camera so that we can record your vote? Or can you
She's
come
having
off?
She's having some difficulty. Let me get her on the phone so we can get an audio from her.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thanks everybody at home for having patience with us.
I voted yes. I don't know why y'all you didn't. I can hear y'all.
Yeah, your mute seems to still be on, but we've got you as a yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I believe, Ms. Heather, that I believe that passed 7-0, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Item B, Resolution 2020-01, adopt Resolution 2020-01 designating certain city employees as at risk for the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, authorizing hazardous duty pay as special in policy 602, approving to fund hazardous pay from contingency until funds are depleted and utilizing reserves upon depletion of contingency. Ms. Sadler-Jones, the background, please. Tammy, you're on mute again.
Sorry.
No
Sorry
worries.
about that. Due to the 2020 pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, a resolution is needed to define and designate certain employees as at risk and to provide per policy general 6-02 city employees general guidelines and procedures for notification, staffing, and pay in the event of a temporary closure or limitation of operational services due to a man-made or natural disaster, public health emergency, or any other emergency that has the potential for long-term reduction of city services. This resolution addresses hazard pay for at-risk and essential employees. It is recommended that that amount be $2 per each hour worked. And those specific at-risk employees will be identified at the discretion of the designated department head in consultation with me. It is recommended that the current 2020 COVID-19 pandemic hazard pay, that it be funded from contingency funds. And once that fund is depleted, we will utilize reserves to fund this particular initiative. Future emergencies will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis regarding funding. Again, staff does recommend approval of the resolution as read.
And Tammy, this is a great step for our city to recognize those who are encountering more risk than others because they're on the front lines, particularly our first responders, public works folks, sanitation, some of the business inspections folks and others. And I think if I remember correctly, you said that it was $2 an hour, which to the public safety personnel equated to somewhere between $400 and $500 a month extra, which is pretty outstanding. Is that, if I remember correctly? Is that okay?
Yes.
Very good. Any questions or comments from the council?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for the work on this. I know I had a phone call yesterday with Scott where we tried to kind of hammer out some of these details. So I want to thank him for his work last night and today, and everyone else putting this together to make sure that we're able to do, I guess, a small part in recognizing the efforts of all of our frontline workers during this crisis, and kind of showing our appreciation and the risk that they're putting themselves in by going out there and continuing to do their jobs, really going above and beyond. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's involved in trying to make sure that this got done.
And Austin, thank you for your work on this, and Scott Cochran as well. Other questions, comments from the council?
I just had one. I just wanted, for the timeline on this, I'm assuming it's in effect until the emergency declaration is over?
That is correct.
And it's retroactive to March 23rd, correct?
Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else have any questions or comments?
I'll just say, I think what I read is that it was started March 20th from what Scott sent us today. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It's March 20th because that matches the date of the original state of emergency, declaration of emergency.
Okay. Thanks for that clarification. Anybody else?
Mr. Mayor,
All
at the
right.
appropriate time, do pass. Motion do pass.
We have a motion from Mr. Lindley. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Second from Lewis Wheaton. All in favor, please vote with hand signal, please. Believe that passes 7-0. Is that correct? Heather?
Yes, sir, 7-0.
Very good. Okay. That's a great thing we just did for our employees that are on the front lines, y'all. Thank you. Item 3 is ward reports. We'll start this evening with Mr. Glenn Pickens.
Thank you. I just wanted to, I guess just say safe, and I'm glad we're able to do this for the employees. And it's been cool to see all the Support Smyrna signs popping up all around my neighborhood, and just seeing the excitement my neighbors are about getting their signs and making sure that people know about it. So that's it.
Glenn, I think there was almost a war on your neighborhood Facebook page about somebody got theirs and somebody else didn't. So that's fun to watch that go back and forth. Austin Wagner.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate thanks to everyone for the work on getting this hazard pay done. I'm very excited to see that we're able to do that and recognize those people that are out there working every day during this pandemic. And everything else, just everyone stay safe, stay home. The only way we beat this thing is working together and making some sacrifices on our own, and just holding out till this thing's finished. So thanks, everyone.
Mr. Travis Lindley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's been good to see my fellow colleagues and the myriad city staff and officials on the phone. Echoing what you've heard so far, thanks to our chiefs, our first responders for all their work, and to a very dedicated city staff from our administrator on down. The work has certainly continued. The city business has not missed a beat. I know we're all getting emails and inquiries from constituents, and all of that work continues. Representative Wilkinson and I are working with the school board on some lingering questions with the high school project as one of those tasks, but lots of inquiries still coming in, and a huge thanks to city folks. And if we can do anything to those listening, please reach out and let us know. We are all at home, so you know where to find us. Thanks.
Mr. Corky Welch.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to encourage every one of you here, and I think we've got a few citizens online, to go out and support our restaurants. I know they're struggling, and they're doing the best they can to keep their business up. Encourage all of your employees, your department heads, to go out and try to service them and tip the waitresses. Most of them are splitting up their tips among everybody these days. And just appreciate what everybody's doing, Mayor, especially you. You're doing a good job of doing whatever we can for the citizens out there. And to the citizens, this is something new for all of us. We've never experienced this before. So just know that we're doing everything we possibly can for you. If you have any questions, any issues that you'd like to discuss with me, feel free to give me a call. Call me on my city phone. It'll come to my cell phone, and I'll try to help any way I can. That I yield.
Thank you, Corky. Ms. Susan Wilkinson.
Thank you. I received an email from a citizen earlier today, and I think I've also had other people ask me about it, and I told him I would ask you all tonight. He's concerned about the glass that people are throwing away in their garbage, and wondered if there was any way that we could still collect glass. And I'm just bringing it up at, whether it's at the recycling center or dropping it off outside the gate. I think that's one thing he mentioned on here. So I don't know if that's discussed or.
Susan, I think so glass has not been recycled for a while, so it's been in the mainstream garbage. So I don't know if that's what he's thinking, that it was, with recycling center being closed. But,
so you're saying that
from home, you could dispose of it right in your trash.
So
We
you're
did have
saying,
that question asked on social media earlier. Do you want to hear what we've told people? And I confirmed this with Janet too. If they
Please.
hold their glass recycling, that will help.
if they say that again?
Yeah.
Please hold your glass recycling. So it can't be mingled with curbside at all because it does have to be separated. So what we want to do is hold it until we can get the recycling center back open.
Okay.
So far, people have been open to that. I don't think people are throwing it away so much as they were just trying to find out what to do with it.
Okay. Anyway, that was his question too. And so just want to thank the employees for all the work they're doing, and the public safety and Frank's department and the citizens that are here. Thank y'all for coming, and just, keep in touch. And with that, I yield.
Thank you, Susan. Mr. Tim Gould.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, just want to echo some of the compliments to staff for all the hard work they're doing, and the folks that are out there, serving our citizens either on the street, so to speak, or from home. And it's a challenge to maintain, come up with new habits and effectively do our jobs. But I think city staff is doing an outstanding job in that manner. So really thank them. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for pushing forward and then with the help of others on Support Smyrna. It's an amazing thing to raise $50,000 in such a short period of time, and it reflects, I think, the passion of our citizens and the love they have really for the city and for the neighbors and for each other. So it's a great thing. One other quick thing is Rusty Martin from Community Development his group is working on a new home business license, renewing that process. And so that might be a little bit more applicable as we go forward. So look forward to getting an updated proposal from Rusty on that, because as we all work from home there'll be more and more home businesses, I think, popping up. And it's an important aspect of the city economy. So with that, Mr. Mayor, I yield. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Mr. Lewis Wheaton.
Thank you so much. It's been really exciting and encouraging to see the community really pull together here. It's the coolest thing and the best feeling ever to know that you're part of a community. And we have so many great staff, people that are working actively in this community to make sure that we're all safe and healthy, and have great information and ways to support each other. I was really encouraged today actually to see the effort by the police department to help deliver groceries to our senior citizens, particularly those that are in potentially immune compromised states, and their involvement to help get groceries out to folks. That's just impressive. And I shared that around, and it was really cool to see people even outside of our community super impressed with what Smyrna is doing for its residents. It was certainly tremendous. I hope everyone stays safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and keep following those good instructions that we're getting to hopefully get through this period of time.
Thank you, Lewis, and thank you to all the council members for all you're doing to help Smyrna citizens through this. Really appreciate everything. Tammy Sadler Jones.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I wanted to remind the public that this coming Friday is Good Friday holiday for the city. Although our administrative offices will remain closed, city staff will be off on Friday. Public safety will remain operational. In regards to trash pickup, the Friday trash will be picked up on Thursday. The Thursday trash will be picked up on Wednesday. And also there will be no brush or large items picked up this week. So if everyone can make note of that, our staff has put it on our website and it's been pushed out on social media as well. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Scott Cochran.
Yeah, I don't have much to say other than to echo what everybody else has already said. I'll say, though, quickly that I, like a lot of you guys, am encouraged to see how the community's reacted to this and how the leadership of the city has reacted to this. I am positive in these scary times, which to me, it's kind of been scary for the last couple of weeks. I'm positive that we've been way ahead of the curve. so much that I've seen some other local governments that have kind of plagiarized some of what we've done, which is a good thing, you know, rather than reinvent the wheel. It's just been nice to see that we've had a working relationship that's such that we've gotten ahead of the curve and we've done a whole lot. And I think as a result of what we've done, what has been done statewide really hadn't changed much, because Smyrna had already been doing that on our own. So it's been nice to see that.
And thank you for your help, Scott, navigating through all of these new things that we've had to unfortunately do here from the legal side of things. I really appreciate all your help and prompt attention to everything. All right, Ms. Heather, can you, if you've got anything to say, and then can you please do instructions one more time for the
Sure.
members of the general public who are out there who want to, who may want to do public comment?
Absolutely. The only announcement that I have is Cardi and I spoke today. The state Supreme Court issued a notice saying that they would have all courts remain closed through May 13th. We will be abiding by that after consulting with Scott Cochran. So right now, the dates through that May 13th date take us out to continuances through June 11th. So Cardi and her team are working on sending out those new notices, and we will update the website page. And for public comment, what we will do is, if you have a question, we're going to unmute our callers at this time, and you would be able to ask a question. Please make sure you identify your name and your address. I'm unmuting these, so you'll need to just turn your volume down just slightly, and the mayor and council will address those. There is the typical 3-minute time limit that will be applied to each of the callers unless the mayor decides otherwise at this time. So,
And may I ask if you are not speaking, a member of the public not speaking, if you'll please self-mute so that that whoever is speaking, we can hear them clearly. Thank you so much.
Okay, so at this time, we will open this to public comment if anybody has any comments or questions.
Anybody in general public have any comments or questions for mayor and council? This would be the time.
And if you have any follow-up questions after the meeting's over that you want to ask, you're welcome to email those to the city. My clerk's email address is hcorn, that's hcorn@smyrnaga.gov, and we'll be happy to pass those along to the proper departments and get those answered for you.
All right, one last call for any public comment. All right, hearing none, I'll just say again how proud I am of this community and how we've come together. We're going to get through this and be fine at the end. And just thanks to everybody who's keeping the wheels turning and getting everything going. And just, we got such a special city here, y'all. It's really great what's we've seen happen. With that, I'll declare this meeting adjourned at 7:33. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.